Hafa Day, welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Tyler Matinani. Glad you could join us. Mayors are often seen as pillars of the community, responding to concerns from their constituents, lending extra manpower and services, and ensuring a safe and fruitful community for each village. And since the start of the pandemic, mayors' offices have been out on the front lines in coordination with public health and other agencies to help in the fight against COVID. With vaccine distribution set to cater to frontline workers first, the question is, will the mayor's offices be a part of the first batch to be immunized?
We have not heard anything. I have not heard anything about it.
Yeah, we're frontline, but on the different line.
Dedido Mayor Melissa Savares says their work didn't stop even in the pandemic.
We've never stopped working. So yes, we are frontline to our people. We're not first responders where we were picking up patients and taking them to the hospitals, but we were there making sure that our community was safe.
Despite her frontliner status, Savares says she's more concerned about those more vulnerable than herself.
I know that we're on that line, but you know, of course, I would want my seniors to get the vaccine before me. And if this vaccine is going to prolong their life and make them live longer so they can come back and play bingo and dance with their friends, I'm going to give it to them first. For those that do have those, illnesses that could be in jeopardy, jeopardize themselves, I would offer it to them first.
Like everyone else, the mayors are eagerly awaiting for more information about vaccine distribution. But in the meantime, they'll be distributing some things on their end, according to Tumuning Mayor Luis Rivera.
We will be receiving our commodities on the 14th, next week.
Dedido's commodities will be given out for 3 days, 350 each day, so they don't all have to rush at one time and line up for 5 hours. So we'll do it starting at 8 o'clock in the morning on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
For more information on commodities distribution, contact your respective village mayor. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
GDOE is in the process of identifying school-based personnel that would be returning to school campuses in order to attain higher priority of COVID vaccination. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio is clearing concerns of rumors that the vaccinations would be mandated.
There hasn't been a national directive to make it mandatory. I don't believe there would be one. But again, a lot of this, because we're living in the public health emergency, is trying to make sure that people have the authority to make the decisions for themselves within, of course, the parameters that we have set forth.
Vaccination outreach will eventually expand to private and charter schools, as well as the early childhood daycare centers. The Guam National Guard and the Guam Fire Department have completed a COVID-19 related renovation project at the PD Fire Station. Jonah Gincharfris has more on the newly established COVID transport unit.
The PD Fire Station is a third station upgrade completed by the 14 airmen of the Guard's Task Force Engineer. The project took approximately 3 weeks to complete, with the airmen working in smaller teams and shifts. PD now joins the Jutnya and Estumbo fire stations in having a dedicated COVID-19 transport unit. Battalion Chief Ed Chaco explains the 3 main goals as to why the units were created.
The first goal was to reduce exposure to our personnel by limiting it to these 2 transport units, right? The second goal was to minimize exposure to the ambulance itself so that our regular ambulances are not transporting COVID patients and then transporting regular sick people and risking the chance of cross-contamination. And third was to free up our daily emergency runs, because this even with COVID, our normal emergencies go on.
Since the creation of the COVID transport units, Chief Chaco says they have responded to 2,500 COVID positives, persons under investigation, and surveillance cases combined.
We've transported over 545 COVID positive patients. Of the 545, 397 of them were transported by the 2 COVID units.
That left a gap of 148 that ended up having to be handled by the regular ambulance units.
We're hoping with the creation of the 3rd COVID unit that it would be able to capture the 148 that are trickling down to the ambulance units.
The PD fire station can not only accommodate dedicated COVID-19 transport teams, but with the renovations, can physically separate them from the other GFD personnel to lessen the risk of potential exposure to COVID. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Gonçalves.
Now it's time for our weekly Just for Kids segment. Sharing with us some great things to bake up as a snack or for the holidays is Kiki Leon Guerrero.
Happy holidays! Thanks for baking with Kiki. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Christmas wreath. So these are all the ingredients you're going to need. Now we are going to add our other ingredients into this bowl. So first, it goes butter, this. So we're going to add the powdered sugar. Now I'm going to add the egg. Now I'm going to ask my mommy to put it in the mixer. And now that it's mixed very good, we are going to add our flour and our salt, which is the one we poured, into this. Now you have to mix it. So now that everything is mixed, it's going to become sugar cookie dough. Make sure you mix it good. And this is what it's supposed to look like. So now we're going to put it in the cooler so it can cool down. So while my cookie dough is chilling in the fridge, I am going to make my frosting. So you're going to need cream cheese, milk, and you're going to need vanilla and sugar. So now I'm going to add my cream cheese in first. Now that I took my dough out of the cooler, I am going to roll it out so I can make like the shape of my circle so I can like put the fruits on it. So I'm just going to roll it out with my ruler. Okay. So now that my thing is flattened and I also cut a hole in my middle, I'm just going to carefully slide it onto my pan. And then my mom is going to put it in the oven because I'm not allowed to touch the oven. Now I'm done frosting it. So the best part that after when I'm done decorating it is that my mom lets me lick the spoon. So now I'm going to decorate. Make sure you wash your hands when you do this. I love decorating my balloons. And the best part is if I have leftovers, I always get to eat it. So that's how you make your Christmas wreath. It is so good. You guys should try making this at home. Happy holidays. Stay safe, Guam.
Thanks so much, Kiki. Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have Trend Spotting.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
Happy holidays, Guahan. This week we have a lot to be jolly for, watching our COVID numbers finally settling down. This week we also adjusted a long-time Guam tradition for COVID, and there were plenty of other highlights making our spirits bright. I'm Peter Santos, and here's your trend spotting report.
Let's start with COVID and how we're finally achieving a downwards trend in infections and hospitalizations. To start, this week we broke 7,000 confirmed cases of the virus as regular mass testing rolls throughout the island. But instead of the painful spikes we've endured with community spread, this week we've seen new cases well below 20 each day. Now you do have to consider that there hasn't been as many samples tested each day like before. And as of Friday morning, we just lost 2 people to COVID-19 during the week. Active cases have been cut in half over the last couple of weeks, as well as our hospitalizations. It's kept our COVID area risk score, or CAR score, well below the desired level of 5. That's the measure the government is using to assess how we're handling the virus and possibly consider some relaxations on restrictions. Now, this doesn't mean we should be relaxing in terms of social distancing and keeping each other safe. We're gonna shift real quickly to a tragic crime that took place this week. A 77-year-old woman was rushed to Naval Hospital with critical injuries after she was allegedly assaulted by a man in her household. Court documents state a hammer was found near the woman who was bleeding from her head, while others tried to render help. 19-year-old Jeremy Janelle Alvarez was charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault with a special allegation of possession or use of a deadly weapon in the incident. Alvarez alleged the woman touched him inappropriately after he asked her for Xanax. He then told the police he hit her 5 to 10 times. The woman is currently in the ICU and his next court appearance has been set for December 18th. Now, many of you were upset by this story, including Recent Pi 10, who said, "This is what happens when we stop teaching respect and disciplining our kids when they do something bad at a young age. They grow up thinking they can do whatever they want." Jay Manitok said, "Very sad and disrespectful, praying for both persons." Now let's take a turn to one of the strongest Guam traditions altered by COVID-19. For decades, Guam Catholics celebrated December 8th, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, by attending Mass, especially with a procession of Our Lady of Camelin through Hagåtña. And instead of us going to Our Lady, she came to us. Guam faithful stayed in their villages as the statue of Santa Maria in Camelin paraded through the island streets. Residents stood outside and waved white handkerchiefs as the statue passed by. So many of you stood out there and were moved by the event. Maria Espinosa said, "I was too emotional. I couldn't raise my voice to proclaim her holy name." Verna Mendiola said, "I was able to see her up close at Sumay Cemetery. It was so beautiful." And Vicky Butteris said, "Viva Santa Maria, dear mother, protect us all." We had a delightful musical treat this week from the Harvest Christian Academy Orchestra, which shared some holiday classics. Take a listen. For more of this great performance, check out the KUAM News Instagram page. And in a musical, Department of Corrections detention leader Jesse Kittichide paid tribute to his fallen colleague Glenn Martinez with a touching song he shared over the internet.
Glenn Martinez said me, "Di familia quien todo y di momento esto na cumpli Adiós Glenn Martinez, matri ora para descansar."
Plenty of you shared heart emojis and prayers. And real quickly, 2019 Notre Dame High School grad Ethan Lujan Espinosa will attend Bethany Lutheran College in Minnesota in the spring of 2021. Now he's attending with an esports scholarship, that's right, to play collegiate esports. Espinosa is huge locally in the League of Legends and he'll play the jungler for his college. Boy, how times have changed for the good. Congrats, Ethan.
We are doing great, Guam, and we have to keep it up. So keep those masks up, stay home when you can, and keep your distance to keep your friends and family safe. Until next week, adios.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM and its community partners, McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, and the Guam Museum want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, the Guam Museum, and KUAM Communications. Breaking news! This just in, Santa has a combined $4,000 to give away for Guam's best outdoor holiday display. Submit your outdoor display for a chance to win cash prizes. All submissions will be posted on our Facebook page, and the top 10 most liked pictures or videos wins a special cash prize to make your season even brighter. Visit KUAM.com for more details.
Hey kids! With the best holiday of the year approaching, KUAM has arranged a way for you to make sure Santa knows what you want for Christmas. Santa and Mrs. Claus have set up a virtual mailbox at KUAM.com with help from your friends at Dial Rent to Own. This is a chance for you to write your very own letter to Santa. Have an adult download the letter form, fill it out with your Christmas wishes, and send it in to us at letterstosanta@KUAM.com. Santa will read every letter submitted, but you may be chosen to join our Christmas Zoom party where you get to talk to the big guy himself on December 19th. If you're chosen, you will receive a special emailed invitation for you to attend the virtual fun. Stay informed with the stations and platforms of KUAM for all the details, and make sure you are being nice and not too naughty from today until Santa comes to visit. Letters to Santa is brought to you by Dial Rent to Own and all the L's at KUAM.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. With me on the show tonight, local drifter Juan Burrell. Tell us how you were introduced to the sport of drifting.
Well, I guess it starts back as I was young. I was watching D1, which is a drift competition in Japan. Also, my dad was showing me about videos of drifting. Also, I heard about Formula D at a young age. I was basically middle school when I heard about it. From there, kind of waited and kept working on cars. I was at a real young age, kicked back with a lot of older people, worked on cars from there, and started to pick it up once I was tall enough to fit into a car and reach everything.
And what kind of car are you currently driving?
I am currently driving a 03 Nissan 350Z.
What makes a good drifting car? Is it the suspension, engine?
Well, for me, I don't think power is all you need. Angle 2 is not all that you need. It's just more of I would say just dialing in suspension. Having a good coilover setup, softening up the rear, stiffening up the front. Having a welded rear end makes things a lot easier. But for me, my Z is basically a stock Z. It doesn't have no heavy aftermarket parts, just an intake manifold piece. Other than that, it's all dialed in with suspension stiffening.
I remember a few years ago taking a ride with one of the Japanese pro drifters. It was crazy. The only thing I could do was hang on. And the only thing I heard was the sound of the tires screeching. But out there on the track, what's going on in your mind when you're taking those turns around the cones?
Well, basically for me, it's more of like just making sure I'm not going to hit the guy that's in front of me. I'm a guy that likes to be consistent. So I'm always trying to get closer to the guy. I'm once you kind of build the skill of just the driving of how it's supposed to be, you're kind of just now focusing on the guy driving in front of you. You don't really pay attention to your own driving. You pay attention to the guy driving in front of you.
And how's the competition in the drifting community? I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with one another, and you know these competitions. You hear a lot of the same names.
Mm-hmm. The drifting community, it's really good. It goes up and down. You know, it's kind of like I'd say the survival of the fittest kind of thing. Most times like we have a lot of good drivers here on Guam. Most of it is just that once their car breaks down, it becomes down a money issue. Just kind of getting it back up. And when they do get it back up, it's once it breaks again, then they're kind of kicked back out. So it's kind of like surviving the car, maintaining the car just to stay into the competition.
Is the sport of drifting like golf? It gets pretty pricey with the things you do?
Honestly, a lot of people do think it is a pricey thing, but like I said, I'm in a stock 350Z. These are now becoming fairly, affordable. It doesn't become expensive unless you make it expensive. You can come out there with like a stock FRS or a stock 240SX, which we have, and how I started as well. And you can just kind of just weld the rear and even go there with stock suspension and just kind of shred the track. It helps. It just makes it, as long as you keep it simple, you'll be good to go on the track. Nothing too crazy.
And what are the tires like? Specific tires you guys use?
Honestly, in the beginning, or even for most times, even till now, we just use what we can find. In the drift community, I'm kind of the guy that helps everyone get tires. Like I said, when people start, I just tell them, like, hey man, don't think too much about having to buy tires. I do get tires from places, or I talk to some people that are willing to like get rid of tires for really cheap. I sell them to the community really cheap, as low as $20, 25, and that's just to cover my gas to go and bring it to you or bring it home. Yeah, it's more, the community is really humbled together with everyone. We're a big team. That's basically what it is.
Smoking Wheels is always a big event for your sport. Missing out on this year's competition, how does events like that help with the sport of drifting?
It helps a lot, especially competing against off-island people. You build that big increasement of your skill. You kind of push yourself. You want to go against the Japanese drivers. You want to go against the Philippine drivers, or anyone that comes to Guam to compete against us. It helps a big time, especially when you're doing good. Of course, a lot of people tend to know your name. It helps put Guam on the map. You got to thank Tom for that kind of thing, Tom Akagami, for bringing the people in from off island and making it happen. It's a big help, it truly is.
And reaching out, and when you race against the Japanese and Philippine drivers, you also get a chance to look at their cars and see what they're running and how their setup is.
Yeah, true. Just like me, last year I started actually getting my FIA license for competing in the Philippines. So I built a car out there and started competing professionally. Even as well as here, I was competing under CTB, commercial tire. It really helps, to build. You kind of want to push yourself to get higher and higher and higher. And that all started from Smoking Wheels, is how I see it.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
You overcame the challenges of this day and age and showed the world that our spirit of Inafat Malik is unbreakable. Siduas Maasi to all our community partners who helped the KUAM Care Force in giving back this year. And thanks to you especially, the people of Guam. Your kindness and generosity gave hope to so many in need this year. Let Giving Tuesday be the spark that keeps the spirit of generosity going throughout the year.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Saturday and Sunday are great days to have a birthday because if your birthday falls this weekend, you got 48 hours to celebrate the awesomeness that is you. So happy Saturday birthday to Jaden John Santos. Woohoo! You are 14. Your family says happy birthday and they're so proud of you for being the big 1-4. Travis Borja, happy birthday to Dad. We love you. Say Traven, Tristan, Trevin, Trent, and Trinity Joy. And Ashton Michael Blas celebrates birthday number 5. May God bless you on your special day. Love coming from Mama, Papa, Mommy, Daddy, Sister Imari Joy, Auntie Ness, Uncle Matt, and Cousin Noah. And happy Sunday birthday to Trinity Marie Pablo Lujan. You are favored, highly blessed, and extremely talented. Enjoy your special day. Say Mom, Dad, Emma, JJ, Harper, and Grammy. Rhythm Armani Isabella Blas celebrates a birthday on Sunday the 13th, so happy blessed birthday to our precious granddaughter. God bless you for many more years of celebrations. Stay safe. We love you from Grammy, Papa, and the family. And on Sunday, happy birthday to John Francis Blas, who celebrates birthday number 61. To my wonderful husband, your wife Carmen, daughters Janessa and Jarina, grandkids Noah, Ashton, and Imari Joy, send all of their love.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And that's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks so much for watching. Have a safe weekend. And we close out with another round of Making Spirits Bright. Good night.
Spirits Bright is brought to you by KUAM and its community partners, McDonald's of Guam, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union, Office of the Governor, Island-Wide Beautification Task Force, and the Guam Museum.